Time for forecast first, and me and Tim Drawbridge here tracking this beast of a storm. And Tim, you just were working on this map. You put up the latest. This is the storm's current position, correct?
Like we were talking about last hour, and Cap emphasized this point emphatically last night.
Yeah.
A track closer to the coast is going to put us in our wheelhouse right here.
Yeah, and the updates overnight show the storm looks like it is just going to hug the coastline, which means that, I mean, depending on your opinion, either worst case or best case scenario. But the bottom line is we're going to be under a bullseye of heavy snow.
And we have not even gotten into the worst part of the storm, because this storm is going to continue to deepen. In terms of being a weather geek, when I say bombogenesis,
yeah,
you know what we're talking about. It means a rapidly deepening area of low pressure, and all the moisture, as we know, Nick, is going to be pushed off the Atlantic up across New England on into New York State.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a complex storm, but the equation is pretty simple. We're picking up a ton of moisture off the Atlantic, and we're pumping that into a very cold air mass. The result is going to be just incredible amounts of snow.
And as we continue to see the storm deepen, check out some of these wind reports. This is according to the Futurecast, and let me drag them right across the timeline. We're going to continue to see the winds, which have been gusting up to about 23, 25 miles per hour in Pittsfield over the last 45 minutes to an hour. Continue to pick up as we head through midday. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and I think this is something we probably should emphasize a little bit more. It's just not you don't get a wind gust of 35 miles per hour. It has to be 3 consecutive hours of seeing gusts 35 or higher, and or the intensity of the snow with the visibility a quarter mile or less, just in case the weather geeks are sitting back and critiquing everything, because there is a distinct way of being able to forecast these things. And as we head through time during the afternoon, Nick, look at the wind speeds.
Wow.
44-mile-per-hour wind speed, perhaps Hudson, 30 here in Albany. Even higher than that as we head through 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. In fact, the Futurecast has been trending toward some of us seeing 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, especially across the high terrain. Now, who has seen how much at this point? Let's go ahead and check out the latest snowfall reports. Clarksville, 9 inches of snow. North Blenheim, 8.5. Conesville, 8.5. Catskill, 7.5, but that's about 45 minutes old at this point. Hillsdale, 7 inches of snow. Go ahead and hit the F2 arrow right button on your clicker there so we can go ahead and jump into the radar. Storm Tracker high definition radar. Again, a very pronounced band right now, stretching from southern portions of Vermont all the way back through the Capital District, through Schoharie County, Delaware County. That is the heaviest right now, and it's continuing to move northbound up into central Vermont and up in toward the Tri-County region of Glens Falls, as well as the Mohawk Valley. So if you haven't seen much snow, we only have a report of 2.5 inches of snow out of Corinth. We will end up getting that intense snow up your way, Nick.
Yeah, and for more on what's happening outside right now, of course, Christina Ernie out on a tough assignment today, tracking that, well, very heavy snow. And for more on what it looks like right now, Christina Ernie, take it away.
Yeah, good morning. We're here in Rotterdam at a truck stop at Rotterdam Junction, and the snow is really adding up, and it's coming down pretty heavily as well. Driving conditions are so bad, in fact, that we're seeing a lot of people here at the truck stop trying to get gas and also crashing out. We're seeing a lot of trucks actually here pulled over, stopped. They're getting a lot of coffee, refueling, and taking a break because these roads are getting very, very slick. Now, while plows, we've been seeing them going out all day long, the road conditions are still really building. We're seeing many inches starting to pile up on the roadways and even on the sides of vehicles. Here on the Storm Tracker, you can see thick ice that we can barely chip off of the mobile Storm Tracker. That indicates how cold this storm is, 19 degrees here, and our winds are also starting to pick up here. I'm seeing around 10-mile-an-hour winds, so once these winds start to really ramp up, our visibility is going to be reduced even more. We'll keep you updated on the roads in the next half hour, live from the Mobile Storm Tracker, sponsored by Curtis Lumber. I'm Christina Ernie. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Christina. Remember, for your latest forecast on the go, it's created for days just like this. Get that free Storm Tracker weather app at Google Play in the App Store.
You know, just want to give a shout out to our viewers who are telling us what it's like where you are all over Facebook. Just a few snow totals here as of about 8:45 a.m. 5¼ inches in East Greenbush, 7½ inches in Alcove in the Queens area, 5½ inches in Selkirk, and we're far from done. And Tim is alerting me to something else.
11 inches in Bern.
Wow, 11
inches. How about that
in
already?
Right, the hill
We're not
towns.
even in the thick of it yet.
No, they're going to get those high amounts. All right, well, as we continue to track the state of emergency issued by Governor Cuomo, we know more orders and precautions are coming in by the minute.
Absolutely. Nicole's got the latest at the alert desk.
Yeah, we're actually going to hear from Governor Cuomo again, an update in about a half an hour from now at 10 a.m. We do know the state of emergency went into effect at midnight. Now, Schenectady County also under a state of emergency. Mayor Gary McCarthy is going to hold a demonstration coming up at 11 this morning. Plows across his city will be using Slash. It's essentially a storm command center made up of a bank of TVs that show how and where plows are being used to clear the streets for safe travel in the city. Now, this is the first time the city's partnership with TransFinder's routing system will be on display. And what a storm to have it on display, right? We'll bring you the details of that when it happens. Again, we'll also bring you an update from Governor Cuomo coming up at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you, Nicole. News 10 ABC, Sam Damasio, one of our crews out there. And we have them all over the area for you this morning.
She's up at the north end of the compass this morning, up in Glens Falls right now. It's been snowing really good out there. Sam, how's it going?
Oh, it has. Ryan does not show signs of stopping here. Things are pretty slow here on Main Street. Those cars that are out and about really taking it slow out here. The plows are doing their best to keep up. We have seen them out several times making laps around here. We're just off Main Street here at Locks of Bagels and More parked here. Big shout out to them this morning for their help. We needed a place to plug in and dry off our camera for a little. Their kids were even out here on their snow day helping to shovel. Everyone's been great here. Everyone's just making the best of this blizzard. But I have checked in on a safety standpoint with the Glens Falls Police and Warren County Sheriff's Department. They tell me so far so good. They have not had any reports of accidents or outages or things of that sort. So that's good. They're hoping it stays that way. They also want to remind people to really just limit your travel if at all possible. And come 5 o'clock tonight, that snow emergency will come into effect here. No cars are allowed to be parked on the street here in the city at all. So that starts at 5 o'clock tonight, and that will go to at least until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, and they're asking if at all possible, try to stay off throughout this day as well, so that plows can really get through and do their job here. But again, we're going to make our way around town, check things out here, and we'll check back in with you in about half an hour or so. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. Hopefully our homes don't look like this after today. Check this out. A winter storm left this house in Webster, New York. This is from a couple days ago. Totally encased in ice out on the shores of Lake Ontario, correct?
Yes.
Photographer John Kuko captured this frosty phenomenon, shared it online. Blizzard hit the Cutco northeast, knocking out power and piling up snow. But it was a combination of the freezing temps, wind, lake effect snow, of course, that transformed that house into something really kind of out of a fairy tale. But some of those shots, if you look closely next door, the house doesn't look like it. Check out this. Some video coming into the newsroom right now. Erin Walsh and her friend Joe made the most of the snow out on Staten Island earlier this morning. Take a look at this. On their snowboards being towed by a car.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if police would recommend doing that, but they look like they're going nice and slow.
Going slow.
And having fun, right?
Could get hurt. All right, here's a business idea that could come in handy certainly this week.
Sure.
Company based in Syracuse says that they're like the Uber for snow plowing driveways.
Okay. It's called Plows and Mows, if I'm saying that correctly. Here's how it works. It starts with an app that customers download and use when they want their driveways plowed.
They promise a fast response, showing up within an hour in most cases. By the way, when the snow disappears, the company mows lawns.
So it's mows.
Plows and mows.
Plows and mows.
Yeah. All right,
I'm a dummy.
No, you're not. We've been keeping an eye on the snow, and we've been talking about, you know, those past storms.
Woo, yeah.
They come to mind. This is what memories are made of, right? We're talking about an historic storm today.
Yeah,
right.
So you can't help but think back on other historic storms.
No, this is going to be one of those storms, the storm that's happening right now that you talk about for years to come.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody stays safe, so you're able to talk about
Blizzard of
Exactly.
93.
You want it to be a good memory, not a bad memory.
Right.
Hey, with the blizzard of 93 more than 20 years ago. That's the file footage you're seeing right here. Plenty of big storms since then, however, and we've been asking for your pictures, comments, and memories. And we've got those posted online, so.
I remember that particular blizzard. Hey, well, here's a look at Nicole.
You just stay right there. Don't you move. Just keep in mind, you got a lot of red tape.
All right, so what we're seeing here is some of the different things that are happening on social media with so many of you talking with us about your situations as we continue to update you on this storm as well. You're seeing posts from Nicole right here. She's been doing Facebook Lives throughout the morning, making sure we're getting the word out to everyone. Obviously talking about no mail service there.
There's another one snowing in Averill Park. There's a shot from Averill Park. Jackie Canavan there wishing everybody to stay safe across the capital region.
And talking about the snow emergencies, we have it all online for you because there are so many communities dealing with that now. The parking restrictions. Here comes Nicole.
Yeah.
She's running in.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
you need sneakers today.
I need shoes.
Well, and that's an important reminder is that obviously all hands on deck. Nicole's running around getting the latest in terms of businesses, things that are closing. But it's a day where it would be worth calling ahead. If you do have to go somewhere, even a friend's house, make sure you check first that it's going to be open and okay when you get there.
Right.
That's right.
Because it's a good chance it might not be today.
Right, and you don't want to have had to have walked a couple of miles and then you get somewhere and it's closed.
For no reason at all.
That's a bad situation, right?
And it's going to be a lot of walking because travel on the roads, even by bus, they're being rerouted. CDTA has a lot of changes going on.
Those winds are only going to pick up as the day goes on. That visibility is going to be near zero later on this afternoon.
We are not seeing the worst conditions yet. Not at its worst yet.
And if you look out the window, just here at the studio, it's pretty nasty looking out there. And if that's not the worst of it,
no. It's already a big storm, and yeah, with the worst of it still on its way. Me and Tim are tracking some heavier bands of snow, heavier than anything we've seen so far today.
What are we talking here, Nick? I mean, are we looking in the next few hours it's really going to pick up?
Probably within the next several hours we're going to start to see the snowfall rates really ramp up. We're getting reports from down near New York City of gigantic snowflakes. I'm sure people can remember that. We've been talking about past storms, you know, those huge snowflakes that can really just pile up quickly.
Right.
That's the kind of snow we're talking about.
And the high point here, at least what we've gotten in so far, 11 inches, did we say? In Bern, Tim? Is that in Bern?
Yeah.
Reporting that in the hill town.
Yeah, and they were nice enough to include a photo of their ruler right down in the snow. So, yeah. And again, we still haven't even hit the strongest part of this storm yet.
Right.
So
we spoke to Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple earlier this morning, just reminding people to check on, you know, neighbors, friends, or people that may have a harder time getting out. And Albany County Sheriffs are actually, they have a program where they go out. If someone needs dialysis or needs to get out of the house or needs something like that, you can register online, and he also encouraged people to just check in with your neighbors and let them know the deputies are out there to help out.
They continue to serve, even on days like this, helping those who need that help the most.
Yeah, and Tim's just trying to flag me down here. He's saying, visibility in spots.
Yeah, go ahead if we can in the control room. I don't know who's at the controls.
Do you want to show I-87 at exit 6 here?
No, I want to go ahead and show the weather computer because you guys are talking about walking.
Right.
Look at the visibility on the future cast here as we head through this afternoon.
It's coming, Tim. Hang on.
Yeah, no problem, because the visibility.
Live television and technical glitches, but we'll get it for you in just a moment.
Driving or walking. You guys are just talking about this.
Right here.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Less than a mile. That's within the next 90 minutes.
That's a noontime.
There you go.
Watch through the afternoon. And that's when we also pick up the worst wind.
Okay.
Sure.
Right, so that's why we have a blizzard warning, guys, because not only is it going to be heavy snow, but the high winds combine to drop the visibility to, as Tim was mentioning, at times near whiteout conditions. And that's why we've been saying stay off the roads, and if you do have to walk somewhere, even that is something you should be very careful with.
Dangerous. All right, stay with us. Continuing coverage of Blizzard 2017 right here on News 10 ABC. We'll be back right after this.